Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're diving into a profound dialogue that tackles the weighty themes of sin, forgiveness, and the value of human life. Prepare yourself for a thought-provoking journey as we unpack the ramifications of these ideas and explore the depths of existential questioning. Let's jump right in.
The wages, the consequence, the ramification of my sin is not a bad day. The ramification, the consequence, the wages of my sin is death and hell. Sin is fatal. I deserve death and hell. Jesus Christ is God stepping into space and time. Jesus lived a perfect sinless life, and then he bled and died on a cross for no sin of his own. He never committed a sin. But as God in human form, who lived a sinless life, he laid down his life as a perfect sacrifice, absorbing in his body the penalty that we deserve for our sin, for our wrongdoing, thereby offering us the option of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not God looking me in the face or looking Adolf Hitler in the face, shrugging his shoulders and saying, Nazis will be Nazis and boys will be boys. And red-blooded American Midwestern guys will be red-blooded American Midwestern guys. We'll just sweep it all under the rug. Forget about it. That's not forgiveness. That's excusing. Jesus Christ went through the hell of the cross to pay the hell that we deserve for our cosmic treason.
Do you believe men and women are equal, sir?
Do you?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Definitely.
Why are men and women equal?
We are different, but we are equal just for the fact that we are all human beings and men have just as much right to whatever as women.
Why?
Why?
Why? What do you mean, rights? What is a right? Who gives rights to men and women?
Who give rights to men and women?
Yeah.
Sir, I think it's a matter of action.
Action? What does that
mean?
mean?
Well, like rights. Men in our society, well, it's not in all societies, but especially in our society, that men and women have basically similar rights to do as they please. Like in certain societies, women are not allowed to uncover their face. In certain societies, women are not allowed to go shopping alone, whatever. But now, as our society progressed and man has become smarter and more evolved, we have realized that there are no major differences in our minds between men and women. There are definitely physical differences, but there are not mental capacity differences.
So what I hear you saying is, society gives women their rights, society gives men their rights. Your value, your rights as a human being depend upon what society chooses to give you. That's what I hear you saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's scary. Really scary. So Nazi society says, you Jews, too bad. American society, Dred Scott decision, you black folks, 3/5 of value white folks.
Sir, you didn't answer
And that's
the
what
question.
society says, so that's reality. Do you see what an incredibly superficial basis for an understanding of human rights, human dignity? But you're right. If there is no God, human beings don't have an innate intrinsic value. We're accidental collocations of atoms, that's all we are, evolved to a higher order. We don't have any value. We don't have any innate significance or dignity.
It's humanism.
What's humanism?
It's just kind of basically a theory that was born into the human body, how we respect each other. If men and women are equal, that yes, certain men will kill, certain women might go nuts, but in general, people have learned and are born with a certain intuition not to do harm to each other. We have founded guilt in our conscience. We have our conscious, our subconscious, and whatnot. It's not even a matter of that we have to be taught these principles, that it's something that we're born with.
Good. So there's something beyond society. You just said it. We're something we're born with. Instinct.
As animals have.
Oh, really?
All men are as higher
How on
forms
earth
of
do you
animals.
know what your dog feels about your value as a human being?
I'm not saying that dogs are that intelligent to have value about our human beings. I'm saying that all we are is a more complex animal with higher emotions, higher level of emotions, higher level of feelings.
Sir,
but not so.
If there is no God, you're up a creek without a paddle when it comes to explaining to me why human beings have value, why women have equal value as men, why men have value.
It's the whole humanitarian theory, sir.
Yeah, good, well put. It's just a theory. It's just a blind, arrogant human prejudice.
That's
I have
always
value.
God, too.
Well, why, Cliff? Why do you have value? Because I say I have value. Oh, that's wonderful, Cliff. But would you please explain to me why you have value as a human being? Well, obviously, because I give myself value. Oh, that's wonderful, Cliff. Why don't you wake up and smell the coffee? You're a hunk of primordial slime evolved to a higher order. You don't have value, Cliff. You're a cheap joke. Your number came up in a Monte Carlo game. And by evolution, you accidentally appeared here. So to try and argue that you have value is an exercise in futility.
Sir, it's better than having somebody. Say that, hey, this is why you have values. You have these values because I tell you have these values. You are here because I made you out of clay. You are here because your forefathers and ancestors inbred to have kids, and that's why our society is here. Which explanation do you prefer? Somebody telling you to have these values, and somebody that tells you that, yeah, the only reason why this civilization and all these people around here is because of incest?
No, I'll tell you why I'm convinced you have value. Because you're not an accident. You're a human being created by an intelligent mind for a purpose. And because you have purpose, you have value. If there is no purpose to life, then there is no significance to life. There is no value. Because if there is no purpose to life, it doesn't matter whether I love her or whether I rape her. It doesn't matter whether I murder him or whether I buy his lunch. It's all ultimately meaningless. And Camus and Sartre and Nietzsche had the courage to face the meaninglessness, the insignificance of life if there is no God. It's that simple.
Sir,
but you are whistling Dixie in the face of despair. You're saying, oh no, we all have value. No, sir, we don't. If there is no God, we don't have value. Let's face reality, and let's not hide behind some lie. Oh, I think I'll give myself value today because it makes me feel better. I'll have a better day.
So in order to have value, you have to have a purpose.
In order for there to be innate human value, there has to be a God who created us for a purpose. That's correct.
So what you're saying is that monkeys do not have a purpose, or any other life form. They have a purpose. They reproduce. They feed themselves. They live on. That's their purpose in life.
If there is no God,
but that's
monkeys
their
are just as big an accident as you and I are.
So hold on, but also, if there is no God and whatnot, then why don't monkeys just all kill themselves so there'd be more food?
I have never had a very cogent conversation with a monkey, so I can't tell you why monkeys do what they do. All right?
No,
all I can do is tell you what I learned from human beings as a result of having a conversation with them. I've never had a good, intelligent conversation with a monkey.
But that's avoiding the question.
No, it's not. It's answering you head to head. You ask me why monkeys don't do a certain thing. I don't know why monkeys don't do a certain thing. I've never asked them. I've never had a good answer from them. I can tell you why certain people are contemplating suicide because I work with them. I can tell you why people have abused their wives because I work with them and we talk about it. But I don't know why monkeys do what they do. I've never had a good conversation with one monkey.
So you feel that Nietzsche had all the answers?
No. I think that Nietzsche had the courage and the guts to face the logical conclusions of his agnosticism, his atheism, in a way that few people do. And I respect Nietzsche for having that courage. I have very little intellectual respect for a person who stands out here and says, well, there is no God, but we're all going to give ourselves meaning and value. Why? So we can feel good about ourselves. So we can argue that women have just as much value as man. Well, why does man have value? Why does woman have value? If there is no God, there's no value to a man, there's no value to a woman. We're all hunks of primordial slime evolved to higher order. Nietzsche faced that. That's what I respect in Nietzsche.
How could you respect anything or accept any validity knowing that Nietzsche lost his mind? He was insane.
Yeah, he also was brilliant before he lost his mind.
So how could you accept anything he says from a man that's crazy?
I listen to the thinking of a person. And if a person begins with a presupposition, there is no God, and if they follow it to its logical conclusion, life is trash, I got a lot of respect for them. I got far more respect than I have for a person who says, there is no God, but we're all valuable. There is no God, but women and men have equal value. What are you talking about? Value. If there is no God, there's no such thing as human value. We just happen, man. Your number came up in a Monte Carlo game, so did mine. We're here by accident. There's no value. We just happen. It's all a crapshoot. That's all it is.
But then, why are you so bitter?
Bitter? I'm not bitter. I'm real proud of Nietzsche for facing the logical consequences of his atheism.